Every day's encyclopedia. Canada. Canada is a country in North America. Its 10 provinces and 3 territories extend from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean and northward into the Arctic Ocean, making it the second largest country by total area, with the longest coastline of any country. Its border with the United States is the longest international land border. The country is characterized by a wide range of both meteorologic and geological regions. With a population of over 41 million, it has widely varying population densities, with the majority residing in its urban areas and large areas being sparsely populated. Canada's capital is Ottawa, and its 3 largest metropolitan areas are Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. Information. Information is an abstract concept that refers to something which has the power to inform. At the most fundamental level, it pertains to the interpretation of that which may be sensed, or their abstractions. Any natural process that is not completely random, and any observable pattern in any medium, can be said to convey some amount of information. Whereas digital signals and other data use discrete signs to convey information, other phenomena and artifacts, such as analog signals, poems, pictures, music or other sounds, and currents convey information in a more continuous form. Information is not knowledge itself, but the meaning that may be derived from a representation through interpretation. Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus was an Italian explorer and navigator from the Republic of Genoa who completed 4 Spanish-based voyages across the Atlantic Ocean, sponsored by the Catholic monarchs, opening the way for the widespread European exploration and colonization of the Americas. His expeditions were the first known European contact with the Caribbean and Central and South America. Fraction. A fraction represents a part of a whole, or more generally, any number of equal parts. When spoken in everyday English, a fraction describes how many parts of a certain size there are. For example, 1/2, 8/5, 3/4. A common, vulgar, or simple fraction consists of an integer numerator, displayed above a line, and a non-zero integer denominator, displayed below that line. If these integers are positive, then the numerator represents a number of equal parts, and the denominator indicates how many of those parts make up a unit or a whole. For example, in the fraction pi3/4, the numerator 3 indicates that the fraction represents 3 equal parts, and the denominator 4 indicates that 4 parts make up a whole. The picture to the right illustrates pi3/4 of a cake. Light. Light, visible light, or visible radiation, is electromagnetic radiation that can be perceived by the human eye. Visible light spans the visible spectrum and is usually defined as having wavelengths in the range of 400-700 nanometers, nm, corresponding to frequencies of 750-420 terahertz. The visible band sits adjacent to the infrared and the ultraviolet, called collectively optical radiation. Psychology. Psychology is the scientific study of mind and behavior. Its subject matter includes the behavior of humans and non-humans, both conscious and unconscious phenomena, and mental processes such as thoughts, feelings, and motives. Psychology is an academic discipline of immense scope, crossing the boundaries between the natural and social sciences. Biological psychologists seek an understanding of the emergent properties of brains, linking the discipline to neuroscience. As social scientists, psychologists aim to understand the behavior of individuals and groups. Chemical element. A chemical element is a chemical substance whose atoms all have the same number of protons. The number of protons is called the atomic number of that element. For example, oxygen has an atomic number of 8. Each oxygen atom has 8 protons in its nucleus. Atoms of the same element can have different numbers of neutrons in their nuclei, known as isotopes of the element. 2 or more atoms can combine to form molecules. Some elements form molecules of atoms of said element only, e.g. atoms of hydrogen. H-form diatomic molecules, H2. Chemical compounds are substances made of atoms of different elements. They can have molecular or non-molecular structure. Mixtures are materials containing different chemical substances. That means, in case of molecular substances, that they contain different types of molecules. Atoms of one element can be transformed into atoms of a different element in nuclear reactions, which change an atom's atomic number. Pablo Picasso, Pablo Diego, José Francisco de Paula, Juan Nepomuceno, María de los Remedios Cipriano de la Santísima Trinidad, Ruiz y Picasso, was a Spanish painter, sculptor, printmaker, ceramicist, and theater designer who spent most of his adult life in France. One of the most influential artists of the 20th century, he is known for co-founding the Cubist movement, the invention of constructed sculpture, the co-invention of collage, and for the wide variety of styles that he helped develop and explore. Among his most famous works are the proto-cubist Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, 1907, and the anti-war painting Guernica, 1937, a dramatic portrayal of the bombing of Guernica by German and Italian air forces during the Spanish Civil War. European Union. The European Union, EU, is a supranational political and economic union of 27 member states that are located primarily in Europe. The Union has a total area of 4,233,255 km2, 1,634,469 sq mi, and an estimated population of over 450 million as of 2025. The EU is often described as a sui generis political entity, combining characteristics of both a federation and a confederation. Mary Wollstonecraft. Mary Wollstonecraft was an English writer and philosopher best known for her advocacy of women's rights. Until the late 20th century, Wollstonecraft's life, which encompassed several unconventional personal relationships, received more attention than her writing. Wollstonecraft is regarded as one of the founding feminist philosophers, and feminists often cite both her life and her works as important influences. Pop music. Pop music, or simply pop, is a genre of popular music that originated in its modern form during the mid-1950s in the United States and the United Kingdom. During the 1950s and 1960s, pop music encompassed rock and roll and the youth-oriented styles it influenced. Rock and pop music remained roughly synonymous until the late 1960s, after which pop became associated with music that was more commercial, ephemeral, and accessible. Russia. Russia, or the Russian Federation, is a country spanning Eastern Europe and North Asia. It is the largest country in the world and extends across 11 time zones, sharing land borders with 14 countries. With over 140 million people, Russia is the most populous country in Europe and the 9th most populous in the world. It is a highly urbanized country, with 16 of its urban areas having more than 1 million inhabitants. Moscow, the most populous metropolitan area in Europe, is the capital and largest city of Russia, while St. Petersburg is its second largest city and cultural center. Like and follow for more knowledge.